What's up? Got a Kizer. This is how do you say that? A Ti'an, 2.9-inch blade, a KI 3624A1, S35VN, stonewash titanium handle. So, man, have I had this thing a long time. I mean, I think this thing's been here for 7 or 8 months. I changed how I store knives right now. And so there is a pretty fair amount of knives that have not been checked into the channel that are in the box like this that are in storage. And so I'm having to go and pick through that and start to bring them to the channel. Well, this is one, but I purposely went to find this one because I'm noticing that it's on a general sale price right now. And so I thought, man, I need to go find this knife and get it checked in, because the pricing that I'm seeing on it, if the knife's any good, it may be worth sharing it with the channel. Because, I mean, it is a full titanium knife, and it's in S35VN steel, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. And so if it's a good one, for the price that I'm seeing that it's on sale, I figured, man, I better get a review done on this thing. Why am I blurry? Let's get over that. What do we got? A Styles Design SD. Looks like it's got a titanium collar around the pivot. It's bringing this blue from the backspacer into the collar. Pocket clip. There's a little titanium insert there. Yeah. Well, man, let's run this thing. Woo. Wow, is that nice? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think I'm caught off guard a little bit. I do believe that I thought the knife was a little bigger than this, because I would say this is a small to a medium-sized knife, and I'm pretty sure looking at it, I thought it was a large knife. It's got a really nice anodizing on the scales, and grippy. And one of the things I'm noticing is the jimping. This jimping here cut into the scale, it's fairly sharp edged, and then the jimping on the backspacer. So I'm feeling all this in hand, but in a very good way. In a very good way. Yeah. And there's jimping on the flipper tab. Yeah, so lots of little areas that are biting. The detent feels a little weak. Yeah. But it feels perfect on that thumb stud and the Spidey flick. Feels wonderful there. And there. So, unfortunately, sometimes it's a compromise, right? Like, I can have this really snappy, but then this becomes really difficult. Or I can get this really snappy, and this becomes kind of soft. And I think that's what we're in for, because the detent feels a little light. Yep. There, I just threw it out there. But it feels perfect for that Spidey flick. It's got just the right amount of snap and detent to it. I like it. But I may stiffen it up just a little bit, because it is that light. I can tell that it's light, and I can throw it out there. Yep. What do we got for a lockup here? About 40%, 45%. Pretty good lockup on it. I like it. Interesting. Man, let's get in it. Let's tear it apart. Feels like I got a little Loctite going on here. Yep. The white stuff. And then T6s on everything else. Yeah, I saw this. I saw a sale price on this. And I think it caught my eye because I know I got a good deal on this one. But I had watched this knife for a long time. And it was pretty fixated around 169, 159, 149. And it consistently stays there. And it is one of my revolving alerts in eBay. When they're posted, I get an alert. But I keep that alert because it's from this that I can scroll past this knife and I find a lot of other Kizers. You know, it's interesting how I can put a watch in for a particular Kizer or knife, and then others, because of this one, show up below it. And this is one of those knives. So, whoo, is that light as a feather. Man, I bet you that don't even register, like, might not even register on the scale. Super light. Pivot's clearly captured because it's got no machining on this side. So it's going to have to be captured to function. I do see oil on the washer here, so something tells me that I'm probably not going to expect to see a lot of improvement in the action just by oiling this up and cleaning it up. Yep. But I think I am going to add some tension to this lock, this frame lock, which adding it is way more easy than taking it off because I don't have to pull the metal insert or none of that. I just got a reference here where I'm at, and I'm going to just add a little bit, not a lot. Seems like I'm doing a lot there, but this thing's pretty flexible. Like, I don't think it hardly even moved, all that flexing. There we go. Added just the tiniest little bit. All right, I'm going to clean it up and we'll put it back together and use my lighter weight lube on it. But yeah, so I got an alert and I was looking at other stuff, and then I noticed that this had a price drop. And I'll cover all that at the end of the video. If you're interested, stick around and I'll get you price and availability for it. I feel pretty good about how this pocket clip's going to run as well. It's recessed. It's got 3 really straight lines down into that titanium. Only 1 screw, but I think it's plenty considering the way that it's recessed and all that. Nice skeletonizing on the insides of these scales. I mean, fairly lightweight knife, but it's a smaller knife. I mean, it's a small to a medium knife. And man, I tell you, looking at those pictures all this time, these listings, I thought the knife was bigger. But I'm not disappointed because I like a medium, smaller size knife. Matter of fact, let's do a pocket check. Today, I've got my 80-20.5 in my back pocket. This was my new clip point purchase, which I just absolutely love. I actually had dinner with my son this evening, and we kind of peeked at this real quick. We always kind of do pocket checks with each other, and I gifted him a knife. There's a knife that he's been eyeballing of mine for a long time, and I was able to secure one for him, so I gifted him a knife while we were doing some grilling, and then I broke this out. We kind of pocket checked, and I'll be honest, man. This thing, I don't know. Is it the perfect pocket knife? Here's what I told my son. It's in the conversation, in my opinion. It is so good. I mean, just in every aspect of this thing. 80-20.5, man. I dig it. But then also in my pocket is my standby little kubey, my Azo, Aus 10. I dig it. Yeah. Great action, small, nice little utility knife, if I need something utility wise. But it's also really capable. It's got a great confident grip. I'm really locked in the ergonomics. Wonderful sharp jimping on the spine. Excellent finger guard. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And we kind of talked about that. It's amazing how some of my nicer knives are not necessarily my favorites. And when I say nicer, of course that equates to more expensive as well, right? Like nicer materials, and you kind of don't think about like that kubey. That kubey's, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can get those right around $30 right now. I mean, and if I look hard enough, maybe around $25. But it's a good one. It's a great little. I mean, I'm not embarrassed. Like, if I gifted one of those to somebody, I wouldn't be embarrassed by that at all. Hey, let me give you a knife. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of a budget piece, but, see what you think. I wouldn't be embarrassed by that at all. It's a great knife. I should give one away on the channel, and then whoever wins it, carry it around for a couple of days, and then come in and comment on it. Let us know what you think. Is it actually as good as I say it is? And, of course, those of you that own them, you could pop in now. You can come in this video and go, yeah, I got one. And then you can say, yeah, no, it's a piece of garbage. I'd be shocked because it's awful good, man. Yep. Internal stop pins on this S35 blade. Pretty nice. Got this track milled into both sides of the titanium scale. So that stop pin on both sides creates a really strong positive lockup. Yeah, wonderful. Excellent satin polish, semi-polished finish on this blade as well. Let me get this blade up. Let's get a better look at this. I don't think I highlighted that, but they definitely polished this blade. And man, is it nice. I know that's kind of coming through. I can see it here on my camera. Wow, is that a good finish? I didn't even pay attention to it in the beginning, but I'm seeing it now. I mean, I'm not always a fan for that because of the fingerprints and all that. But on this, look at the edges. I mean, they've literally just polished this thing out. Very nice. Very cool. All right. Let's keep it moving, man. All right, I will. Calm down. I'm talking myself. I mean, that's what I do here, right? All right, a little bit on that track for that detent ball. Keep that lubed up. Let's get our washer shiny side down to the bearing. There we go. All right. Pretty simple. Nothing complicated. I am really starting to get into a groove with giveaways and purges. Like, I have made a commitment to kind of settle into that and create some consistency with both of those things on the channel. I mean, wow, the drop action is still stunning. I can definitely tell it's a little stiffer on the detent on that. Let me check this one. Yeah, a little bit. Let's check that back flipper. Oh, 100% better. Yeah. Didn't take much. Definitely snappy. Wonder if I can fail it. Might need to put pot clip on so I got someplace to put my fingers. Ooh. I mean, it's definitely better. I mean, I possibly could put a little more on it, but I think it's pretty good. Yeah. Wow, is that nice? All right. Keep it moving. All right, calm down. Yeah, so, I mean, man alive, do I have a backlog of pieces to get to that have been sitting around. But I had to start putting some stuff, I had to start storing some stuff and create secure storage and things like that. Not like I have security concerns, because I don't. My situation doesn't really lend itself to be worried about that. But um, I need to dig in. I've got some really cool stuff, and like this, that's just kind of fallen into limbo because of how I'm storing stuff, and so I got to start digging in. And this one was a great opportunity. Now, if it wasn't that great of a knife, it wouldn't be that big a deal. I could not worry about this much at all. But if it's a cool piece, like not just visually, because visually this was doing it for me. I really liked it. And I think that polish had something to do with it too. It adds a look to this thing. The hardware shiny, and you can see that it's polished up around the edges here. I mean, it's just very attractive. I did think it was bigger. Like I thought it was that big, but in fact, it's this big. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the action. I mean, drop shut, snappy thumb, snappy spidey flick, snappy back flipper, but I can fail it. Yeah. Now, it doesn't take much, just any amount of oomph on it, and it runs really well. I mean, so much so I got to grab it, make sure we're tight, and we are. Yeah, so A level. I mean, I'm gonna take something off for this failing, but I'm not upset by it at all. I mean, golly, because the rest of it is so good. It's wonderful action on this knife, and even that's good. I mean, if I just put my finger down on it, light switch it or actually flick it, I mean, the thing runs wonderfully. Very smooth. Not gritty, hydraulic. The blade is centered. Yeah, and then of course how snappy it is over here in these other deployments. It's a A, man. If it had, it's so good that if it wouldn't fail, I'd probably give it A plus. That's how good this is. It's wonderful. And here's another reason why. I think I'm rating it a little higher because typically in a smaller knife, it's easy to get these smaller knives. They don't have enough girth in the blade, enough weight in the blade stock for them to run well. And this thing's running really well considering the size of the knife. I like it. Ergonomics. So not so confident, confident, very confident. Well, this little stinger goes past confident towards very confident. I mean, I am incredibly locked in on this knife. Wonderful jimping here on the spine of the blade. It's got this jimping here that grabs I mean, any place that touches this, because these edges are milled, it's kind of sharp on the edges, but in a really nice way. And then the backspacer this is combat jimping. Like I feel that in my palm. It's locking me in. It's definitely biting. And so, yeah, very confident lock in. The reverse grip, yeah, as well, capped off. And this knife, this size and this knife with the finger guard, the jimping on the finger guard, this right here is incredibly strong grip. Wow, this is powerful. Yeah, wonderful. I mean, I can do it, but yeah, meh. Man, is this thing nice. Let's run that pocket clip. I mean, that's why I dug it out. I got that alert and that price change, and I was like, I got one of those. I need to check it out. Yeah, so on the thick stuff, it starts to run out of room between the pocket clip and the scale, but it did run pretty deep. There is about a half an inch poking out there, and this clip's kind of attractive, kind of neat. The backspacer, the blue highlight, lanyard hole built into the backspacer, pretty nice. Let's check it on that. This is normal jean thickness material right here. Yeah, great tension, runs all the way. Yeah, excellent. My spot, back pocket. I like it. Plenty to grab onto. One hand in, one hand out. Good tension. Let's check it and see if we can get blade contact anywhere with the blade closed. Which, in my opinion, I should never be able to touch a pointy or sharp part. Say that 3 times really fast. But I should never be able to contact any of that when the knife is closed. And on this knife, I can't. So the clip is good, the tip is good, and I'm confident I can manhandle this knife, throw it in my pocket, pull it out of a drawer, a pair of pants, whatever, and I'm going to be safe to do so as long as the blade is closed. I don't think I could throw that blade out again. Let me see. Nah. Yeah, so improve that detent just enough. The action's still really solid. I could probably put some more on this and get it to not fail. But I think I'm just going to leave it be. It's pretty solid. Yep. Speaking of short parts, I wonder if that S35 BN is as sharp as it's polished. Yeah. Yeah, wonderfully sharp. I mean, I ain't stropping or nothing. I'm guessing when they polished it, they had a chance to really hone up that edge because, woo, is that thing sharp. Wonderfully sharp. All right, let's do price and availability. Yeah, so at the time of this video, they're on sale through Mojave Outdoors on eBay, and they're on sale at Kizer Knives, kizerknives.com. And they're on sale at White Mountain Knives. Well, I think the place to go is White Mountain Knives because everybody is showing this for around $95 on sale. And they're, like I said earlier, they're normally $169, $159, $149 in that range. But at White Mountain Knives, I think that's the place to go, and I'll tell you why. Is because if you use the code DM10 in the coupon section, you put this in your cart, go to the coupon section, put DM10 code in there, they'll take 10% off, which brings this down to about $85. And that's no tax, shipped. Whereas if you buy it on eBay, they're going to charge you tax, 100%. And if you buy it on kizerknives.com, I think you're going to get taxed and shipping unless you buy more stuff. Because I don't think $95 qualifies for free shipping on there. Now, don't quote me on that. I don't know. But anyways, I think White Mountain Knives is to buy. It's $85 for this. Man, that is a steal. And just so you know, you won't find this in the Purge. Yeah, this is going to go in my case with my Kizers. And final thought, speaking of Kizers, I'm going to do a Kizer video, like 2 rows of Kizers, because I have about 6 rows of Kizers as we sit right now, not counting the ones that I haven't brought onto the channel. And there's a fair amount of those. I'm going to say maybe 20 Kizers backlogged that, like this one, are not up on the channel that I need to get to. So what's that give me? Almost 9 rows of Kizers. So I'm gonna do a couple of rows of Kizers. I thought it'd be fun. And there's a lot of different models and styles through Kizers, kind of like Tucson's. So it makes it fun, I think. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. And I'm going to try to butt this one in line a little bit so that if one of y'all are interested, hopefully White Mountain Knives or, listen, the eBay price at $95, that's a good price too. Especially when, like I say, these have been going for, I think, 150, 60, something like that. So, anyways, I appreciate you watching. Let me say this name one more time. It's the Ti'an, right? Ti'an. Not sure which that is. Ti'an. But, anyways, appreciate y'all watching.